everybody, my name is Brice Sturmer, and I'm the owner of Velodrome Coffee Company. Today we're going to do a little review and also a brew guide on the jet boil French press travel setup. So we did a collaboration with the group called Great Lakes Great Stories, and they're doing a bike tour around Lake Superior. So we're going to be sending them this kit so that they can brew coffee while they're out on the road on bikes. So the essentials here, we've got a cup, we've got a little scale, pretty lightweight one. We've got the jet boil system, which I'll take apart in a second here, and some, let's see here, blended fuel. I think this is propane and butane blended, just like a camp stove stuff. And then a Hario Slim grinder. Nice lightweight, plastic, easy to transport. So first things first, you get to take this jet boil, pop the lid off, and kind of dump it all out. So essentially what you got here then is a burner unit. The jet boil unit is then empty. And then the last thing you have here is like a bunch of little pieces and a filter, and that's your little filter attachment. So you take these two rods and you go ahead and put them together. There we go, hung in. One size threads are a little too small. I guess the bigger threads then go into the, well, first things first. After you get this rod together, you're going to take the lid and push it through this hole. That way you can, once you set up the brewer, you can set that on top and then plunge. So put that through there, and now I'm going to put this on. This is, like I said, this is the filter. Cool. Alright, that's all set up. I'm just going to set this aside for a second. I'm going to grab my jet boil here and put it on my scale. It's got two pieces. It's got one cover that kind of covers the whole scale and one cover that kind of keeps the load cell from being like pressed when this case is on it. So these are handy. Also, when you want to measure out your beans, you can use those too. So I'm going to do 500 grams to 28 grams of coffee. Let's see what we got here. Mode. There we go. There is a line in here too that says max fill line, 2 cups. And I'm going to guess that is going to be 500 grams. It is. So you could essentially just fill it up to the line. You wouldn't even have to worry about weighing it out. Awesome. That guy is done. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this attachment put on. So basically there's a little divot situation here and some little like ridges. So take that divot, snap it into those ridge areas, and you turn and lock it in. So she's good to go. Last but not least, going to go ahead and slap this puppy on the butane carefully. And lock that on, get it tight. Okay. And then there's a little switch here to ignite. So you're going to turn your gas on and push the igniter. And there we go. Go ahead and crank it up to 100. We're going to let that start heating up. And it'll go faster if you put the lid on it. So I'm going to put that lid back on. I'll let that start heating up. While that's happening, we're going to go ahead and grind our coffee. So this grinder is already set to a pretty coarse setting for this French press. Put that on my scale and tare it. Get a little coffee going here. Okay, 28 grams to 500 grams is the ratio I like to use for French presses. And cool. By the time you have that done, your water should be pretty near boiling. Let's set that there, get this out of the way. Let's check it out. Starting to steam a little bit, but not quite boiling yet. That's okay. The other cool thing I love about the jet boil is it's got a little like lid here, as you can see with the plunger, and this lid has a little spout that you can just drink straight out of. So if you're not going on a bike tour group and you're just by yourself, you can easily just make this, drink it right out of there. So, another cool feature about this brewer is as you're boiling water, I think it's just on this side, so I'm going to spin it around. But the logo here is starting to change colors. indicating it's getting hotter. So that's pretty cool. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and let this boil. We're going to turn our gas off, wait about 10 seconds or so, and then go ahead and dump our coffee in. It doesn't hurt to have like a stir stick around, but honestly what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the other side of this for the time being. So once we let it boil, we turn it off for a few seconds, dump all that coffee in, going to kind of mix it up, plunge it, or submerge it all. Following that, we're going to let it steep for about 4 minutes, and in that time you can go ahead and put this on to kind of keep some of the heat. Okay, so now we're boiling. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this down to the right here, turns it off. Cool. We're going to wait for about 10 seconds. Make sure that water's like not too hot. Alright, here we go. Dumping that coffee in. Gonna mix it up here. But not plunge it. Just gonna set this on, that's it. And now we're gonna wait for 4 minutes. So a little bit about like the French press and what's happening here. So it's as you can see, it's an immersion boiler, which means immersion brewer. I'm sorry, which means that coffee and the water are immersed with each other and they're kind of like mixing around, and that's how it's extracting. So this is different than like a pour over, and the pour over you pour water through a bed of coffee. So essentially what you're going to get with a French press is a little bit more accentuated body and fullness in the cup, but on the contrary it might lack some clarity in the flavor as well. So sometimes we talk about like a clean cup, which just means that you can see all the distinct flavors, you can perceive all those very distinct flavors easily. With the French press it's going to be just a little bit more difficult. However, like I say, since the beginning, like the convenience factor of this, it far outweighs the hassle of trying to make a pour over out on a bike tour trip. You know, nonetheless, even just the fact that there's no breakable parts. Honestly, it completely collapses into itself, and so that you can just toss it in and not have to worry about it. It's made for this sort of thing. I think when you try to bring, like, I've brought a Clever Dripper before on backpacking trips, and you know it's plastic and it's pretty durable. However, you can't just toss it in your pack anywhere and just like, whoop, there we go. Because those little feet along the bottom will break, and then it makes it impossible to use. So, like I said, this is just foolproof. It's simple, it's convenient, it's hard to beat for what you're needing. So, we're going to check this here. Okay, it's getting a little crusty on the top. So one thing I do like to do, this isn't necessary, however, it helps with extraction. After about 2 minutes or so, that crust kind of forms on the top of the brewer. So if you just plunge it just below, you'll feel when the plunger actually hits the water, but if you go just below the surface of that water, it forces all those grinds to go back into the water and to continue extracting, rather than just floating up on the top. So it gives you a little bit more balanced extraction if you do that. I suppose another thing you could do while you're waiting is go ahead and pop it off this and collapse all your burner and everything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that thing right now. Alright, now we're just going to go ahead and plunge this the rest of the way. Whoa, went pretty fast. Normally you don't want it to go that fast. And from there, pour it out the top. There we go. And I do recommend that you go ahead and pour it all out right away. Otherwise, the grinds in the bottom there will just keep extracting, and then you'll end up with kind of an unbalanced cup. So go ahead, serve it, pour it all out, and then while you're drinking it, you can go ahead and clean it up. So super easy system. I love it. It's probably going to be my new favorite way to brew for backpacking and bike touring as well. This was a recommendation of a friend of mine, and it seems to be a really great system. So yeah, that's kind of the way you do it. That's my thoughts on it, and this is me wishing luck to the guys at Great Lakes, Great Stories, guys and gals that are heading out around Lake Superior. Wish you guys the best of luck, and can't wait to provide you coffee along the way. Alright.